Hello and welcome back to Now Read This, Lloyd Alexander, The Chronicles of Prydain, Book 1, The Book of 3, the final chapter, Chapter 20, Welcomes. The journey to Caer Dallben was swift and unhindered, for the lords of the southern cantrevs, their power broken, had slunk back each to his own tribe throne. Taran and his companions, with Gwydion himself leading, rode south through the valley of Eastred. Eilonwy, who had heard so much of Taran's talk of coal and Dallben, would not be denied a visit, and she too rode with them. Gwydion had given each of the companions a handsome steed. To Taran he had given the finest, the grey, silver-maned stallion, Melinlas, of the lineage of Melingar, and as swift. Hen Wen rode triumphantly on a horse litter, looking intensely pleased with herself. Caer Dallben had never seen so joyous a welcome, though by this time Taran was not positive about what Dallben had or had not seen. With such feasting that even Gurgi had his fill for once. Cole embraced Taran, who was amazed that such a hero would deign to remember an assistant pig-keeper, as well as Eilonwy, Hen Wen, and anyone else he could get his hands on. His face beamed like a winter fire, and his bald crown glowed with delight. Dallben interrupted his meditations to be present at the feast, though soon after the festivities he withdrew to his chamber, and was not seen for some time. Later, he and Gwydion spent several hours alone, for there were important matters Gwydion would reveal only to the old enchanter. Gurgi, making himself completely at home, snored under a pile of hay in the barn, while Fluda and Dolly went off exploring. Taran showed Eilonwy Hen Wen's enclosure, where the pig chuckled and grunted as happily as before. "So this is where it all began," Eilonwy said. "I don't want to sound too critical, but I don't think you should have had all that trouble keeping her in. Caer Dallben is as lovely as you said, and you should be glad to be home," she went on. "It's like suddenly remembering where you've put something you've been looking for." "Yes, I suppose it is," Taran said, leaning on the railing and examining it closely. Without looking up, Taran nodded. "Eilonwy," he said, with hesitation, I was wondering—" Before he could finish, Cole came hurrying up and whispered that Dallben would like to see him privately. "Eilonwy," Taran began again, then stopped abruptly and strode off to the cottage. I wonder what he was about to say. When he entered the chamber, Dallben was writing with a great quill in the Book of 3. As soon as he saw Taran, he shut the volume quickly and put it aside. "Well now," Dallben said, "I should like the two of us to speak quietly to each other. First, I am interested to learn what you think of being a hero. I dare say you feel rather proud of yourself, although," he added, "I do not gain that impression from your face." "I have no just cause for pride," Taran said, taking his usual place on the familiar bench. "It was Gwydion who destroyed the Horned King, and Hen Wen helped him do it. But Gurgi, not I, found her. Dolly and Fluda fought gloriously while I was wounded by a sword I had no right to draw, and Eilonwy was the one who took the sword from the barrow in the first place. As for me, what I mostly did was mistakes." My, said Dallben. "Those are complaints enough to dampen the merriest feast. Though what you say may be true, you have cause for a certain pride none the less. It was you who held the companions together and led them. You did what you set out to do, and Hen Wen is safely back with us. If you made mistakes, you recognize them. As I told you, there are times when the seeking counts more than the finding." "Does it truly matter," Dallben went on, "which of you did what, since all shared the same goal and the same danger? Nothing we ever do is ever done entirely alone. There is a part of us in everyone else. You, of all people, should know that. From what I heard, you have been as impetuous as your friend Fluda. I have been told, among other things, of a night when you dove headfirst into a thorn bush, and you have certainly felt as sorry for yourself as Gurgi, and, like Dolly, striven for the impossible." "Yes," admitted Taran, But that is not all that troubles me. I have dreamed often of Caer Dallben, and I love it, and you and Cole more than ever. I asked for nothing better than to be at home, and my heart rejoices. Yet it is a curious feeling. I have returned to the chamber I slept in, and found it smaller than I remembered. The fields are beautiful, yet not quite as I recalled them. And I am troubled, for I wonder now if I am to be a stranger in my own home. Dallben shook his head. No, that you shall never be. But it is not Caer Dallben which has grown smaller. You have grown bigger. That is the way of it. And there is Eilonwy, Taran said. What will become of her? Is it possible you would let her stay with us? Dallben pursed his lips and toyed with the pages of the Book of Three. By all rights, he said, the Princess Eilonwy should be returned to her kinsman. Yes, she is a princess. Did she not tell you? And there is no hurry about that. She might consent to stay. Perhaps if you spoke to her. Taran sprang to his feet. I shall. He hurried from the chamber and ran to Hen Wen's enclosure. Eilonwy was still there, watching the oracular pig with interest. You're to stay, Taran cried. I've asked Dallben. Eilonwy tossed her head. I suppose, she said, it never occurred to you to ask me. Yes, but, he stammered, I didn't think. You usually don't, Eilonwy sighed. No matter, Cole is straightening up a place for me. Already, cried Taran. How did he know? How did you know? Humph, said Eilonwy. Said Hen Wen. So that is the end of Lloyd Alexander's The Chronicles of Prydain, Book 1, the Book of Three, the first book in the series, The Chronicles of Prydain. I love this series, absolutely adore it. I love every single character. I love every single one of the volumes in the 5-book series. We will be recording all of them, and we will continue in the regular uploading schedule as per usual. So you can expect the next book, The Black Cauldron, Book 2, to begin on Monday of next week. Thank you so much for all the comments, likes, appreciation for the work that I've been doing. It's really been great to be back and back at regular uploading. It's been educational. It's been additionally training for me. There's a few different voices I've been able to try out that I've been sort of working on and had in my mind for a while. Eilonwy specifically is an accent that I've never really tried to do, so it will take me some time to sort of settle into that. And usually as the book series progresses and there's more dialogue, I can hone it in. There's a little bit of an inconsistencies I've noticed with a character like Dolly, which he just has very infrequent dialogue, so it's hard to remember exactly how I was doing his voice. Fluda specifically, I love his voice. But as we go on, this is not the best book in the series. This is sort of just the introduction. I think many people's favorite is actually Book 2. It's not my favorite. I think the books really only get better as the series progresses. But this one is a great beginning to an amazing series that's appropriate and appropriate for all ages, all demographics. And it really has great morals and great kinship between the characters and wonderful development as time goes on. So I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I've been enjoying reading it to you. Thank you very much for watching, and we will be uploading this as a continuous audiobook, which I've never done before, but I figured, I like to do chapter by chapter, but sometimes people just want this one video. So I will be posting one long continuous cut of this book. But thank you very much for watching. May the good blood guide your way. My prayers go with you. God bless you. And you can look forward to seeing the next book and the first chapter next week. And much love to you. Farewell.
Hey, you want to buy something? You can check the description for my books and audiobooks. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.